Well, hi there and welcome on another episode on TypeScript design patterns. And in this episode, we will be discussing the memento pattern. When we look at the definition, it states that without violating encapsulation, capture and externalize an object's internal state so that the object can be restored to this state later on. So when we look at the UML class diagram, we see a originator, and an originator has some sort of state. It also has a method, set memento and create memento. On create memento, it returns a new memento object, which is not usable outside the originator, so you can just store it. You cannot change it, you can just store it, and it has a method set memento where you can return the memento you received previously to the originator, and then the originator can use that memento to return to a previous state. The memento object itself is only accessible, and especially the inner state, to the originator and not to the caretaker. And the caretaker is actually the object that receives the memento, stores the memento, and allows you to fetch a previously received memento to return it to the originator. So let's look at the code. Head over to Visual Studio. So when we look at this, I have a class person memento, and the person memento has a public first name, public last name, and a public age. Even though, however, these are public properties, the class itself is not exported. So any object outside the module memento has no knowledge of the existence of this class, and they cannot initiate a new instance of this class, and they cannot cast an object to an instance of this class. So the person memento is not exported like the class person is. And the class person has the same methods in this case, so it has the same state, but it also has a method display, which we see over here, and two methods that are involved with this memento pattern. It has the get memento, which returns a new person memento, but it does not return this person memento as a person memento. It returns it as an any, as an object. Okay, the same goes with restore memento. We receive a object, not a person memento, but we receive an object, and that is because external code which is not inside the memento module, does not have any knowledge about the person memento class. So our method, which is publicly available, needs to be you need to be able to call that method with an object instead of a person memento. Then within the restore memento, we cast this state object back to a person memento, and of course we can do this because the class person is in the same module as the person memento class. We just cast it back the state to a person memento, and with that we restore the state. So we restore the first name, the last name, and the age. Okay, so when we look at our code over here, the Windows load, we see that we have a array of mementos, and we have a created person. So var person equals new memento person Wesley.Bakker with an age of 36 years old. We then display this person. Then we get the memento, so we get the state of this person, and we push that inside the array. Then we change the person. We set the first name to Sam and its age to 3. Then we display that person again. We again get the state of the person and push that to the list of mementos. Then we change the class again, the person. We set the first name to Imen, the last name to Benjedu, and the age to 36. We then display the person again. And we also get the state of the person and push that to the array of mementos. Then we're going to restore a memento, the first one, and display that person again. Then we're going to restore the second one and display it again. And then we're going to restore the third one and display it again. So what I expect to see is that we see Wesley Bakker 36, Sam Bakker 3, Imen Benjedu 36, then Wesley Bakker 36 again, then Sam Bakker 3 again, and then Imen Benjedu 36 again. So let's head over to the result. Let's go down here. And what we indeed see is we see Wesley Bakker 36, Sam Bakker 3, Imen Benjedu 36, Wesley Bakker 36, Sam Bakker 3, and Imen Benjedu 36. It is important to understand that indeed, because the event listener for load is outside of the memento module, you cannot create for me memento is new memento dot person memento. That is because the class is not exported. Because of that, we can of course also not cast this memento to anything else. Okay, and that is the memento pattern, where you store state in a way that the caretaker is not able to change the state. That's how you work with a memento pattern.